In the previous video, we used VLOOKUP to match on a value in the leftmost column and then count over some number of columns to pull out an answer. However, sometimes you might want to match on a value within a table and then go to the left to find your answer. VLOOKUP can't handle that. VLOOKUP always moves to the right. The way we have to do that is we have to find the value by matching on it and finding out what row it ended up in, and then using an index function to go look up a value in that row. And we can nest them together in what we call an index match combination. So for example, if we wanted to know which payment was the first payment that included more than $110 as a principal portion, then we could use match for that. We could say match 110 in this entire column of data. And we have some options there. We could look for an exact match, which we'll not find in this table, or we could find a greater than match. If the table were in descending order, greater than would find the smallest value that is equal to or greater than that value. In our case, since our table is in ascending order, we want to find the largest value that is less than or equal to $110. So let's use a 1 for less than. And what we learn is that the 10th row, 1, 2, 3, is the last value that is less than or equal to the lookup value. So if we want to find the first payment that's actually greater than $110, we just need to add 1 to the end of that answer and say that the match occurs on the 11th row. It's not currency, so let's format it as general. Then if we wanted to find out what date that happened on, we could use the index function to look in this array for the 11th row. So let's do that. Index this array for the 11th row. And we find out that on December the 12th, 2018 is the first payment greater than $110 going to principal. The only thing tricky about that is we had to add that plus 1 to the end of our match row because of how match works. It finds the last value that is less than instead of the first value that is greater than, and that's why we added the 1. And if we wanted to put all that together in one formula, we could just simply type it all together, equals index and then where it says K16 here, we could go ahead and type match and it's a bit long and ugly, but at least it all fits in one cell and we get the same answer in one cell. Let's say that we wanted to find the first principal balance less than a certain amount. Let's say 195,000. So here we want to index column A and find within column A the row number provided by this match formula, and that row number is based on finding 195,000 within column C for a match type of -1. And again, we'll need to change the format of that to a date. And we find that, by coincidence, December 2nd, 2018 also happens to be the first date at which our mortgage principal goes below 195,000. And here is the get formula that I should have shown on that earlier.